How do we find time in our lives for everything? It just seems like things keep piling up year after year, with social media becoming more prevalent within our lives, friendships growing, relationships growing, and maybe falling off as well, our hobbies growing more and more, work life becoming more and more serious. Life doesn't seem to give you less ever, it's only ever throwing more at you. So, how do you make time for it? Well, the simple answer is you've got all the time in the world. It's just a matter of how you decide to spend it. Choosing how we spend our time is the answer to almost all of our problems in relation to stress, anxiety, worry. Often these feelings are caused due to what we've completed in our day or lack of. It's a part of human nature for us to need to create, to do something, to feel connection. When we remove ourselves from these primal desires, it causes us these bad emotions such as stress, anxiety, and so on. It's ingrained in our human nature to be doing something all the time. And these new things that have replaced the majority of our time spent, such as social media scrolling, texting with our friends, playing video games, and more, they're all engineered to replace these desires almost perfectly. So instead of going, learning skills, creating, we're able to just scroll on our phone, text our friends, maybe hop on a game, and get that same level of dopamine and enjoyment. But just because we're getting that dopamine doesn't mean we're getting the fulfillment. And sometimes the fulfillment is really what matters at the end of the day. We've got all these sources of dopamine within our lives, some natural, some unnatural. We're able to pump dopamine into our brains as frequently as we need it, almost to the point where dopamine becomes unneeded anymore. It's that fulfillment and what we create with our lives and our time that actually means something at the end of the day, not what we felt throughout the day. Our brains just revert back to what's most natural for us. And with the programming that's been done through these algorithms and more, our brains are kind of fried. We're hardwired to just think the quickest and best thing for us is going to be scrolling or whatever else is easily accessible. Now you're probably wondering, well, how do I choose what to do with my time? Because if that's really the only issue, well, I want to fix it. But I know, it's a little bit easier said than done. It takes some effort and some time. You're not going to be able to just switch this within a day or even a couple days. Now, I'm sure a lot of you may think self-help books are corny and that information within there, it's just, everybody else has read it, so why is it going to help me? But there's always something to learn from every piece of information, even if the person might know less than you. Perspective is everything. Now, I'm going to reference a book here called Atomic Habits. I'm sure a lot of you may have heard of it or even read it. The key message across this entire book is to get 1% better every single day, and that's going to compound throughout your life, propelling you forward. All you need is 100 days, and there's 365 days in a year, so that gives you the chance to get 3.65 times better than you were previously, if you follow the rule. It's not always about making noticeable or measurable differences. It's about making the attempt and consciously knowing what's wrong and trying to fix it. And within those steps, you're going to make yourself better every single day, eventually solving the problem altogether. So, with that in mind, let's look at how to spend our time better within our days. So if we have habits that we find aren't productive to ourselves and is taking away value from other parts of our lives. Say we enjoy talking with our family, spending time with our friends, creating something. Time could be put into that we're spending in other areas of our lives. So it's time to examine those areas and fix the problem. So let's start with the easiest and most common amongst most people. Scrolling on our phones and just generally wasting time on there. This magic box, that magic box contains so much. It's pretty much infinite. We can scroll forever, we can read forever, watch forever, etc. There is content to spend our entire lives on. So don't. Just remember that content is going to be there pretty much forever, unless it gets deleted by the algorithm gods. But other than that, you're going to be able to watch that tonight, tomorrow, next week, whenever. So with that in mind, don't waste your time gluing yourself to the content because you feel it's not going to be there if you scroll by or don't watch it now. Content is going to be there forever, and it's the future of the internet and probably our whole lives. So there's always going to be content for you to consume. Instead of consuming that content, think about what you could be doing, that you couldn't do tomorrow, the next day, afterwards. Go see how your parents are doing, your brother, your sister, check in on your friends. Maybe spend some time with your pet, or draw. You've got an idea that's just been lingering on your mind for a while, or even one that just comes to you like that. Pick that idea up and do it right away before you just don't feel like doing it anymore. The key to deciding how we spend our time, it all comes down to us. We have agency over every single thing we do. Now, what does that mean? That means each and every single decision that we make throughout our lives, we have complete control over. So when we're upset over how something goes or it's causing us stress, we need to go back to that decision and examine it thoroughly. See how we could have made a different decision, or how that decision impacted us and the outcome. Being able to go back and examine these decisions throughout our lives and examine them thoroughly, seeing maybe if you were yourself in the wrong sometimes, that's going to propel you so much further in life. Being able to find your own mistakes and then improve on them. Understanding that you have agency over all the decisions you make in your life is the first key step to changing your life forever. Knowing that each and every decision that you make in your life, you choose and you have control over, that's the best thing you can do for yourself. Now, often it feels like other people are controlling your lives or controlling the decisions you make, but that's not really the case. Other people can have influence and pretty heavily force you towards one direction or another, but at the end of the day, you are the only person who controls what you do. So, make sure you are choosing what you want to do truly. Now, I'm sure a lot of you are still thinking, there's just not enough time in the day. I'm too busy. This is stuff that we all tell ourselves. Trust me, you're not alone. Things pile up on all of our plates, whether they're truly as important as we may think, or maybe something that we give a little too much thought to. No matter what you may think, all of our lives are quite busy. It's just a matter of how we spend to choose our time. And at the end of the day, you've got to remember, you've just lived a full day. You didn't lose time. You still had your full 24 hours or 12 to 14 hours awake on this earth. And whatever you decided to do in the day, that was you, your decisions, your actions. So even if you do have to go to work for 8, 10 hours, 12 hours even, when you come home, those hours afterwards, maybe you still got to put some time into the house. You got to help the kids, help your friends, do your homework. Who knows what stage of life you're at? But we're all in this together. We're all making our decisions individually. And just remember that. So make a decision that's going to benefit you and make you happier. Go create something. Go see your friends. Go talk to your family. And you know what? Forget about the stuff that's going to be there tomorrow, the next day. Just do the stuff that matters to you the most, and it's only going to be there right now. And you're going to look back a couple weeks down the line, a couple months down the line, and realize you're spending your time how you want to spend it. No more wasting time. No more wishing you did something that you just didn't do. You're now living a life that's completely you. So hopefully this video helped you understand how to better spend your time and stop wasting time in this life, because really, it's not that hard. It's just a matter of the decisions that we make. I just got back from 10-hour shift, and I still have videos to edit, a life to live, social life. It's almost impossible to find a perfect balance, but you create the balance yourself, and just make sure it's a balance you enjoy. Knowing that even though I went and worked hard, I'm coming home and still creating something that's from my own thoughts and will, that adds so much more value to my life than working or just sitting on my phone scrolling. And even if I found the best reels I've ever seen in my life, knowing I spent time, created something authentic and real, it means so much more. And that's just the person I am. I'm sure other people would find more fulfillment within other things, but that's the message of this video. Find what brings you fulfillment and spend your time doing it. Take care, guys. Hope you have a great day.